Good morning. It is day 3 here at Soltara. Of course, this is what I get to wake up to. I'm kind of way up in the canopy here, as you can probably see. So it's kind of cool getting out of bed, looking out at the jungle. This is day 3. So tonight is going to be my big ceremony. And I actually went down with the shaman last night to the place where he stays, and he's cooking up a special brew for me tonight, something that's concentrated that should be about 50% more than the normal dose. And I had a great conversation with him. We've got this all for the series Dissolution. You're really going to find this fascinating. But he's a Shipibo, which is a certain type of indigenous people in Peru, from what I understand, and I'm learning all of this. And this place, Soltara, practices the Shipibo traditions, and it's a specific way. It's a very simple way of making the ayahuasca with only 2 ingredients. He makes it himself with his family. He has 10 kids. His 11-year-old boy is training to be a shaman and is going on the dieta now, where they go out in the jungle and really subside on only 3 or 4 plants, and it's really like a vision quest. They go out there alone for many, many months, and they try to get in tune with these plants, and they're actually not even drinking ayahuasca at this point. They're just getting in touch with the plants, and that's when the icaros come to them. These songs are just finally transferred by these plants, and each shaman has their own individual icaro, and that comes from the plants. And there was a point where his son was struggling to try to sing, and he said, dieta, you need more of the dieta. So go out there and subside more on the land and see if that comes to you. So really fascinating stuff. He's a really interesting dude, and his name is Wheeler, and of course he'll be holding ceremony tonight. The whole group of advisors is here at Soltara, so there'll be a lot of energy in the room. Should be fascinating. There's some really amazing people here, and I'll be going in for a really big one. So, you know, I'm not as trepidatious as I want on Sunday, but I know I need to be very aware tonight, because it will be overwhelming and overpowering, and I think we're going to go a little bit deeper tonight into some of the things I touched upon on the Sunday ceremony. So that's the plan. Of course, then tomorrow there's the day of rest, and then I've got my final ceremony here on Thursday. Then we're going to go off to the rainforest at Monteverde. I've been having daily conversations with McKenna, really fascinating stuff, just drilling down into what's happening here with the medicines, why this can be beneficial, and what this has to do with the plants, with the earth, with Gaia, as they say. And because so far I'm getting a lot of personal human emotion things, but I think that's really what I need. And then at the same time, I feel like if we can all understand each other very, very well, that's probably when we don't start abusing each other. And I think that if we don't, abuse each other, then that probably bodes well for the environment around us. And so if you think about it in a family unit, and this just came to me, if the mother and father are loving and understanding, a lot of times the children grow up that way. But if they're not, sometimes the children don't grow up that way. And I think if you don't care about each other, it's easy not to care about, other things around you, like plants and animals and in our future. So having some great conversations with Dennis, also just thinking about just the life cycle of the plants, the communication structure of all of these plants underneath the ground, how they have a much longer time frame of looking at things. There's a plant at a place he goes to in Peru called Wilcaptica that's 1,000 years old. He said, Brian, it's been around 500 years longer than Machu Picchu. And he said, if you think about a tree like that, it's got a really long timeline of looking at things. And so, and that's an interesting way. I like this concept of a 100-year plan for what I'm doing. And if you had a 1,000-year plan, the kind of different decisions you would make, as opposed to something that you're doing just for tomorrow or just for next year. So it's an interesting way of doing things. Also, Dennis says that if the plants are trying to tell us something, which perhaps they are through the ayahuasca, then it means that for them, this is important, and we don't have a lot of time. So those are some really interesting concepts I've been exploring with Dennis. Really enjoyed. I'm going to have more conversations with him and some of the other people here. So there you go. It's nice and warm here this morning. I actually just got to run. I'm going down to breakfast right now to see everybody. All the food here is vegan. There's no coffee. There's no alcohol. There's no nothing. At night, it could start at 7 o'clock, and if you're not in ceremony, you're in bed. So it's been really great, just really chill and relaxing place. And yeah, everyone here is really, about the medicine and communication, and now integration. I'll go to my first integration ceremony this morning, where I'll really talk about how I can take these lessons and get them back into my life. So that's today. I will come talk to you once before I go into this big ceremony, and I will record after the ceremony as well to let you know how I feel. Wish me luck. Wish me luck tonight. All right, peace.